Welcome back to part 4 in the series of why you should do business with the government. Now, rule number 4 is an important rule relative to contract development. What I mean by that is, have you ever entered into a contract and after it's all signed you go, oh, I forgot something. I left something out. And it's really important. Well, the problem is, in the commercial world, if it's not in the contract, it's unlikely to be added later unless both parties agree. Certainly you can agree to most anything after the fact and document it as an amendment to the contract. But the government has another very unique trait about it. If there is a contract clause that is significantly important in terms of public contracting, now clearly this isn't every clause, but certain clauses, if they are left out of the contract, the courts have ruled that the clause will be read into the contract as if it were there all along. In other words, you could have clauses in your government contract that you never saw, you never read, never negotiated, and yet they are part of your contract. One of those clauses, and the clause that actually established this precedent in the courts, was the termination for convenience clause. In that particular case, the clause was clearly left out of the contract. A later contracting officer decided they didn't need the contract, terminated for convenience, and the contractor said, oh no, clause is not in my contract. You can't do that. And the courts ruled that it was such an important part of the public policy surrounding government contracting that, in fact, it would be read into the contract and the contracting officer could terminate the contract for convenience. So be very careful that you understand what's supposed to be in the contract and what's not supposed to be in the contract, and make sure that you read all of the clauses carefully and understand them. This has been rule number 4 in why you should do business with the government, but only if you know the rules. Come back for rule number 5 later.